Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Mindset Boost. My name is Yani, and I'm a clinical psychologist, and I'm hosting these weekly Mindset Boost sessions to help us just become aware of any mindset challenges that we are facing. Usually these mindset challenges will set up limiting beliefs about ourselves and about the world, and they can really keep us from achieving the things that are really important to us. And this week specifically, I want to look at shadow. We've been looking at triggers. There's a previous episode where I looked at triggers, and from there's also a video that looked at our inner child. And just as inner child beliefs around fears and insecurities can have an effect on our thinking, so can shadow. So what is shadow? Shadow is really all of the things that we believe that are bad and unacceptable about ourselves. We can also project these beliefs onto other people and then see other people also as bad or unacceptable. Important to know that even good aspects of ourselves we can put into our shadow. And that's why it's really important to be curious and shine a light on shadow aspects of ourselves, because it can really keep us from being and expressing parts of ourselves that are really unique to us and that can really take us further in life. The negative things that we put in our shadow sets up insecurities and fears. And it also makes us develop a mask so that we can portray something to the world because we want to hide these so-called unacceptable parts of ourselves. Jung, the psychiatrist, well-known psychiatrist, is the one that explained the shadow to us, also the idea of the persona or masks, and he emphasized how important it is to do the work of working with the shadow and integrating the shadow. I'll give you an example. It's actually my son gave me a very good example yesterday. He had to write sentences from new words that he's learning to write. And the instruction was that he needs to write 6 sentences with these 6 words. And he did his work on his own. He's 7 years old. And then I checked it, and what I saw was that he only wrote 3 sentences. And what he did was to use 2 words in 1 sentence. So instead of writing 6 sentences with 6 words, he used the 6 words, but he wrote only 3 sentences. So there can be this part of me that would have said, "You're so lazy. How can you do this? You're going to get into trouble. You will fail if this is, how you think you can make work lighter for yourself or whatever." So a very judgmental way. That part would be my part that has laziness as a shadow in me, hey? But luckily, I am somebody who also loves efficiency. I also love that, work can be light and easy and enjoyable. And that is exactly what he did there for himself. So I could recognize that, hey? But of course, it's very common and very easy for other people, our caregivers, when we were children, to come down on us and actually squash something that is very good about us. That's very positive. The fact that my child could be so creative and so clever to save time, to make it easy and fun for himself. And just the way that he really forced words into a sentence so they could be in 1 sentence was just amazing to see. But you can see how if I had a shadow around laziness and I put that onto him, he would then put that in his shadow. "Oh, I better not make things easy. I'm going to fail. That's really bad. That's really lazy." And he can put that into his shadow. So there are different ways that we can do shadow work. I've written a blog article where I cover a few of those strategies that you can use to do shadow work. But a simple way just to start right now is that I want you to write down things that you really don't want other people to ever say about you or think about you. And those are the things that are in your shadow. Laziness is the one example that I just used, but other things like that you're controlling or that you just care about money, very materialistic. Maybe other things that don't seem so serious, like you don't like going to the beach, whereas everyone should love going to the beach, for example, or some of the things that you have in your routine, your daily routine that you don't want other people to know about. So these are really things that you maybe try to hide, and that, in other words, then make part of your shadow. Another way to start to explore a shadow aspect is to think back of a time in your life where you did feel very ashamed of yourself. And that can feel quite heavy to go back there, but it can be so useful for you to go back there and also just tease out the shadow aspects of yourself there. It may be then possible for you to look at that time with new eyes and realize that the parts of you that maybe were coming to the front there were there for a reason, and it doesn't mean that you're an all bad person. I really hope that you will feel excited and motivated to do the shadow work. Shadow work doesn't mean that we don't also make time sometimes to really reflect on the things that should change. There's time and space for that as well. But this, the shadow work specifically, is really to be able to look at all the bits and parts of yourself and really reframe them so that you can integrate them into your whole part. Okay, everyone, enjoy the rest of the week. The link to the article will be in the notes, and I'll see you next week.